Hello, my name is Keith Haswell. I'm a professional astrologer with over 40 years experience in the business, over 30,000 clients worldwide. I always say that at the beginning of each video so that you know who I am, just in case this is your first video. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this video on being loved. Now, love is an incredible energy. It's the origin of the whole universe, and I'll go into a little bit more about that later. But look, I just wish that after 40 years of study, research and investigation into metaphysics, that I could just transplant my understanding into your head so that you would see things from my perspective. And it's a wonderful perspective. To have understanding is a wonderful goal to work towards in life. And to have understanding about love, the nature of love, and the fact that it is the origin of everything in the universe is just an incredible thing to know. And if there's things that I say here which go a little bit over your head, or a little bit too cosmic, or a little bit too complex for you to integrate into your current belief patterns, just stay the course and take what you can from the video, and in time perhaps you'll be able to come back and reflect upon the things at a deeper level of understanding that you've gained over the period of time. Now, there's three things that we can do with love, or three things that we can have as a state of being. There is giving love, there is receiving love, and there is being loved. Three different facets of the impact of love in a person's life. So I'm going to be covering a few things that I've perhaps covered in my previous videos from time to time about the nature of love and the way that it functions and works in our lives. But in the reiteration, there's understanding comes from that. So you just sit back and relax, because these are three different things: giving love, receiving love, and being loved are three different things. You would think that receiving love and being loved were the same thing, but no, they're not. So here we go into a journey into love. You know, it's a wonderful universe that we live in. God and Goddess love us and know our name, and they have given us all the gift of eternal life, and they've given us all of the properties, all of the qualities, and all of the powers of themselves inside of ourselves. Now, our task is to recognize that fact and unfold those powers. And everything in the universe is a derivative of love. Love is the instigating energy that began everything. Infinite love. Now, first we'll start off with giving love. Just a recapitulation on things that I've covered in earlier videos. Giving love means doing 7 things in order to create 7 states of being. So it's 7 actions in order to create 7 states of being. Now, each one of these actions is designed to create those 7 states of being. So therefore there's 7 actions, each creating 7 states of being. So there's 49 things there connected with giving love. The first one of these actions is caring. Caring means having an investment in the outcome of, caring for somebody, caring about their welfare and so forth. So that's pretty straightforward. Everybody understands a little bit about what caring means. The second action is having responsibility, taking responsibility for the welfare of that person and being responsible. The third action is knowing. to get to know that person and to have an interest in their being and their makeup and getting to know that person. The fourth action is respecting. Through that knowing and getting to know that person, to develop respect and have respect for the individuality of that person. The fifth thing is having humility, an action of humility and intimacy. Intimacy means to be present in the moment. Humility means to accept every moment as brand new. That just because it went that way in the past doesn't mean that it has to go that way again. So to be intimate and in the moment with that person. And humility means to have no expectations of the outcome of that particular moment and that particular intimacy. So in a sexual way, for example, the person might turn around and say, no, I don't feel like sex tonight. And so that's intimate and that's close, and getting to know them and to respect them and respect their wishes and to accept that that's the situation at the moment, to be humble and to have humility. The sixth action of love is having the courage to commit. Courage is the willingness to act, even though you don't have all the answers, and even though some of the answers that you do have are wrong. Courage is the willingness to be wrong in the pursuit of what's right. And having the courage to commit to that person. Commitment is very, very important, a very important action in these 7 steps of doing. And the 7th action in these 7-step process of giving love is giving. Giving of yourself, giving of your time, giving of your love, and giving of your caring, giving of your responsibility, giving of your knowing, giving of your humility and intimacy, giving of your respecting. Now each of these 7 actions are designed to produce 7 states of being. The first of these states of being is to provide security. So to care, to provide security. To care, to provide pleasure. To care, to provide honesty and vulnerability. To be vulnerable and to be honest because you care. To care, to produce and create trust. To care, to produce intimacy and caring in that other person. For them to be intimate with you as a result of your caring. And for them to care as a result of your caring. To care in order to produce a reduced fear of loss, and to care in order to produce a sense of knowing and of being known. The second action is having responsibility or being responsible in order to produce caring, in order to produce security, pleasure, honesty and vulnerability, trust, intimacy and caring, being responsible, the action of responsibility and being responsible in order to produce a reduced fear of loss, and being responsible and acting in a responsible fashion and taking responsibility for the welfare of that person in order to produce a sense of knowing and of being known. And then there's all of those other 5 actions, each to produce those 7 states of being. That's what giving love is. Now then we go to the second activities here as far as love is concerned, and that's receiving love. Receiving love means allowing somebody else to carry out those actions in order to create those 7 states of being within yourself. To allow someone to care for you in order to produce those 7 states. Security, pleasure, vulnerability and honesty, trust, intimacy and caring in you. A reduced fear of loss in you, and a sense of knowing that person and being known in return. To allow someone to be responsible in order to produce that sense of pleasure, that sense of security, that sense of honesty and vulnerability, that sense of trust, that sense of intimacy and caring. To have someone accept responsibility in order to produce a reduced fear of loss and a sense of being known and knowing. So receiving love is simply allowing someone to do those actions in order to produce those 7 states, each of those actions to produce each of those 7 states in you. Now, being loved is different. Being loved occurs after both the giving love and the receiving love. So being loved is a state that exists after you have given love and received love. Being loved is different from both of those. Just as giving love involves 7 actions to produce 7 states of being in another, and receiving love allows someone else to do those 7 actions into you and producing those 7 states of being in you. So being loved is also designed to bring about a state of being within yourself, and happens after both of those have been concluded. So being loved is a state that leads to something. So giving love and receiving love leads ultimately to being loved, which in turn ultimately leads to a state of being changed, being different. Being changed means to be motivated to be different because of the love that I've received from you. Because you care, I'm going to change. Because you've accepted responsibility for my welfare, I'm going to change. I'm going to be a different person. Because of the fact that you want to get to know me and you produce a sense of knowing in me, then I'm going to change. I'm motivated and inspired to give up my addictions, to give up my self-pity, to give up my fear, to give up my martyrhood, to give up my addictive patterns of behaviour that I've become enamoured with. Because you respect me, I'm going to be different. Because you've got the humility to be intimate with me, I'm going to make adjustments and changes inside of myself. I'm going to change. I'm going to give up my domination and manipulation and control. I'm going to give up my anger. I'm going to give up my addictions to drugs, my addictions to alcohol, my addictions to cigarettes. Because you have the courage to commit to me, I'm going to change. I'm going to be different. That is what being loved is all about. It's producing a state of being. The others are doing and receiving. Doing the actions of love, receiving the actions of love. This is to do with your inner being. This is to do with your character. This is to do with the principles and values whereby you live. This is to do with your character, which the frequency with which you adhere to your principles. You can have principles and values coming out of your ears. I have a principle of being honest. I have a principle of having integrity. I have a principle of being a trusting person. I have a principle of being reliable. But unless you apply these principles, you don't have character. Character is the frequency with which we apply our principles. And that's what the state of being is all about. It's not doing, it's not receiving, it's a state of being. Being changed. The only thing that's constant in the universe is change. All of us are on a massive cycle of growth. We are being hit with energies coming into the planet now that you wouldn't believe. We are being stimulated so much. The consciousness of humanity is expanding exponentially. It's a wonderful and exciting time to be alive. God and Goddess love you and know your name. They want you to become more of the giant that you truly are. They want you to understand more about love and the mystery of love. They want you to understand more about the wonders and the beauty of astrology. They want you to understand more about the wonders of the science of meditation. They want you to understand more about the laws of reincarnation. They want you to understand more about the law of cause and effect. They want you to understand more about the law of attraction and how it works. God and Goddess want you to become everything that you can be and more. So this video is just a brief message from me to help you to understand a little bit more about the nature of love, of giving love, of receiving love, and now of being loved. And to bring about those changes within yourself through the impetus of that love. And if you're not involved in an intimate relationship, I invite you to fall head over heels in love with God, Goddess, all it is. To fall head over heels in love with your higher self. To fall head over heels in love with your future self. These are all aspects of yourself that you are becoming more of every day. You have a lot of goodness, truth and beauty there inside of yourself. You have a lot of power, strength and talent there inside of yourself that's waiting to come out. It's time now to let go of the lack of understanding. It's time now to expand your understanding. You've taken in a tremendous amount of experience in your life, and a lot of those experiences have been very painful. It's time now to take in knowledge. It's only through a combination of experience and knowledge, and out of it synergistically comes wisdom. So I call upon you to have courage. Courage to live the life that fulfills your goodness, truth and beauty. To have courage to strive and reach and stretch, even though you don't have all the answers, and even though some of the answers that you do have are wrong. I call upon you to have courage to reach and stretch, and we've all made mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to be human. We've all made mistakes. We've all been human. I call upon you to realise that you are on the crest of the wave of evolution. By the very fact that you are watching this video and any of my other videos, I call upon you to become the map maker that you truly are. To make the maps, to pioneer into the new age. We are moving into a new age. It's a new age of magic. It's a new age of consciously creating your reality in accordance and compliance with your will, your conscious choice and your conscious will, instead of your subconscious choice as you're perhaps doing now. Subconsciously creating your reality through the raw materials that are there within yourself, through your attitudes and beliefs and thoughts and feelings and the decisions and choices that those thoughts and feelings and attitudes and beliefs engender from within yourself, to more consciously create the events and conditions of your life through your raw materials. Those raw materials of your attitudes, beliefs, thoughts and feelings and decisions and choices are moulded and shaped into the events and conditions of your life through 3 tools. Nobody has any different tools. Those tools are your desire, your imagination and your expectancy. So all of us are on a journey for eternity, ever becoming more of who we really are. And I call upon you to reach and stretch and dig deep inside of yourself and to realise that if you've got any pain in your life, if you've got any crisis in your life, if you've got any suffering in your life, it's because the raw materials are not clean. It's time now to learn about the science of meditation. It's time now to get stuck into my intensives. I offer you 12 CDs out of my intensive number 1 free of charge, to help you to become more of the giant that you truly are, to help you to unfold that goodness, truth and beauty, to unfold that power, strength and talent. So that's just a little bit of a contribution that I'm making here to help you to become more of who you really are and to understand a little bit more about love and the wonder and the beauty of love. We'll go on for eternity, ever unfolding more about the intricacy, the mystery and the complexity of love. So thank you for your attentiveness here, and I look forward to working further with you should you have a horoscope done by me. Subscribe to my videos because I'll be doing another 80 odd videos in 2014, and also submit your birth details through your horoscope page of my website, because even though you might have seen the video that applies to that horoscope number 1 for your particular sun sign, it starts a action going that allows us to send you stuff, the 12 CDs out of my first book, free of charge. And to be able to also perhaps have your horoscope number 2, a beautiful 20-page document all about you personally, not a general thing to do with your sun sign, but everything to do with you personally, from your aspects to your planets and the houses that they sit in and the relationship that they have with each other and the signs that they sit in and so forth. So it's very, very exciting. I could talk on forever here about love and talk forever about the wonders and the beauty of the journey that I've unfolded. And I look forward to working further with you should you decide to get involved more. Thank you.